I live in Long Beach, California by Compton College with my big brother, my baby sister, and my mom and dad. I get into trouble by going out and not coming back all day, doing stupid stuff with my brother and my friends. I'll be leaving because it's hard in my house and my dad is strict. He's strict because he's from Guyana and my mom said he had a hard life, so he'd be beating us for stupid stuff. So I just try to get away from him. We do stuff like going to the liquor store and one of us talks to the lady and the rest of us just takes the Mexican candy and puts it in our pockets. Or we catch fishes in the LA River, but you gotta walk a long, long way to do that. In school they say don't walk in the river because if it rains you'll get washed away. Then they show you all these videos of people drowning in the river when it's raining. But sometimes the police catch us and they bring me back home all the time, and that's how you get a beating in my house, when the police bring you home. I'm not afraid of getting put away because I went there before to a residential after they found me during the riots taking Nintendo games from the game store up the block. It wasn't nothing though, and we still got the games. Sometimes my brother won't have time for me, so I go down by the car wash to make some money. I use the money to buy Mexican corn and candy, and sometimes I save it to buy sneakers because my dad won't get me new stuff like that, and I get clowned at school because of it. 3 times though I went down to the car wash and the dude who's always there wasn't there, and this other old dude was there and he gave me $20 to touch his thing. The second time he gave me $20 again to touch my thing, but the last time was bad and I told my dad about it and he just beat me. He said I didn't have no business by the car wash anyway, so why am I telling him all this? He poured some rice on the ground in the kitchen. He told me to kneel on it, and the rice was all on my skin when it was done, and there was blood coming out of my knees. That's why I be riding the bus up and down Long Beach Boulevard by myself sometimes, because I'm not trying to be home like that. That's why I be by the baseball field so I can watch the kids play, because my dad won't let me play. He wants me to play the damn violin, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I want to play baseball. That's what I really want to do. They're going to put me away when I'm 12 because I'm too much trouble and I keep running away and I be drinking and smoking like my brother. And my therapist is going to be this white dude, Dr. Ferguson. He tells me all that's wrong with me. He tells my mom and dad all that's wrong with me. I got attention deficit disorder, I got oppositional defiance disorder, and I got this and I got that. Man, all I got is a dad who beats me and my mom. She don't do nothing to help me. So I'm going to just stay in this hospital till they let me out and try to be good. Then when I get out, I'm going to get away for real. When I get out, I'll find out they moved out of Long Beach to somewhere safer. They forgot a lot of my stuff, and when I get out, I feel fucking lost. My big brother's gonna die when I'm 13, and we find out in the middle of the night. Some gangbangers shot him in the front of our old apartment complex. Dad says I'm old enough to come with him to the morgue, and I see his body. They shot him in the side, and the bullet broke his artery. Now my big brother's dead, and all I got is a sister who's just a baby, and something's wrong with Mom. After the funeral, something happens to her, like she don't live in real life no more. All she talks about is seeing him in front of her bed, seeing his spirit with blood pouring out of his side. And I hear her talking to him. She tells him, you asked for a brother and you got a brother. You asked for a sister, you got a sister. And then she's crying. That's another reason I don't be in the house. The police tell Dad they can't find the killers. Mom says my brother was only on the news for one night, but when these white kids get killed, you know their names for months and months. I hold a gun when I go over my brother's best friend's house to smoke some weed. My brother's best friend says he's got something for them cholos. I hold the gun for a long time and I see all its parts. We're going to move away from Paramount to somewhere safer called Norwalk. I run the streets with my Korean homies Danny and Mark here. Sometimes we get jumped by the Mexicans and sometimes we jump the Mexicans. We throw glass bottles in the alley behind our apartment complex. I fuck Danny's cousin Julie. I fuck Chris's sister Monica. We fuck all these girls. I feel like I can't stop sometimes. We smoke wet, we huff paint, we choke each other out to get high. We talk shit when we can't think, and that's how I like it. I'm gonna get in trouble at school for fighting this fat girl with the bald spot. The school cops put me in a hold and bend my fucking wrist, and when the teacher tries to stop him, the cop was like, I will spray this shit down your throat, and who's your supervisor? And I'm like, damn miss, be careful, these cops don't play. But yeah, they fucked my hand up, but I went to the police station, not the hospital. I'm gonna get in trouble at school for sexual harassment because this white girl said I touched her butt. So they kicked me out, and I gotta go to this rehab program for teenagers over in Cerritos behind the Home Depot. But I don't mind it there really, they're cool. I'm still gonna keep running. The police are gonna kick me in the head because I stole a Walkman from Circuit City. They put the dogs on me and put me away again, except not in a residential, but in juvenile hall. My dad hates me because they all gotta come up and visit me, and he said it's too far. But it's not that far, only in Downey. It's called Los Padrinos. Where the fuck is my padrinos now? This kid named Marcos tells me it means godparents. I could really use some of them. Marcos keeps the other boys off me because he's my roommate. Marcos says he's loyal to all his roommates, no matter what, because we don't got anybody else in this place but each other, and I believe that. When they let me out, my dad's not going to have me back, so I stay over Mark and Danny's house across the way from our townhouse. I see my sister, and she be wanting to play with me and follow me around. I know she misses me. It's fucked up I can't live in that house no more, but I guess I brought it on myself. Mark and Danny's mom let us smoke in the garage while she mixes kimchi right there, and she don't care. How come my parents can't be like that? My sister tells me mom is worse and worse every day, but I barely see my mom, so I don't really know. When I see her, she's happy, but she don't tell me to come back or nothing like that. Maybe this is a good thing. I'm gonna be fucking this white girl, but her dad's gonna walk in on us and she's gonna start screaming like I'm raping her. And they say I was raping her, so I hide out and they don't find me for a while till my homie Greg mom snitches on me. Which, whatever, maybe I would too, because I'm a fucking criminal already. Nobody wants a criminal in their home, not even your own parents. In court, the white girl's there crying and they talk about her vagina and semen and all this shit. And my mom's not there because they had to put her ass away too. But my dad's here and he had to bring my sister because he don't have child care. Dad interrupts court when they're talking about all the sex stuff and he asks if my sister can go in the back room and they say okay. But she don't even know what they're talking about, so it don't even matter. They make me stay at Los Padrinos for 6 months. The shit really fucked me up, I think, because I don't sleep no more because I had to fight all the time. My dad don't really visit like that, and they're about to send me up to the mountains, someplace called Chatsworth. That's where they put the juvenile sex offenders like me. I'm like, who gives a shit? Maybe somebody will kill me before I get up there. Some boy hung himself in the next room over. That's how I be feeling. They're gonna leave me up here in the mountains by myself to rot. All these other kids got their family coming up for groups and therapy and activity time and shit, and my dad stopped coming after like 3 months. The doctor banned me from seeing my little sister, so my dad stopped bringing her. I know she's gonna forget about me, because I'm gonna be up here for 3 more years. I try not to worry about it, but the doctor makes me write letters to my dad to tell him how I feel. I sent one, but he never calls, so I don't know if he got it. In the letter I was like, how come you stop seeing me and stop calling me? How come you don't love me like a son? Why do you always put me somewhere? What do you want me to be like? All these questions, they keep me awake all night. I'm gonna have a social worker who cares about me though. She tells me my strengths and she puts me in this program with computers where I learn to fix them and take them apart. She tells me I don't need the family I was born in, that I can make a new family when I'm out if I want, that I got some chosen family already like Dave and Anthony, who I knew since I was like 6. And I'm about to get out too soon. They're gonna move me to a semi-independent living back in Paramount. It's like a group home. But I'm gonna just keep to myself and try to get in school or something like that. I'm gonna go down Lakewood Boulevard to my dad's new apartment. It's gonna be nice and gated with a swimming pool and trees and shit. Like a good place to raise a kid. My sister is all the way in 6th grade now. I like to help her out, like buy her shoes or give her a ride to school or something. Dad is very old, like he might die soon or get sick. I don't know if he remembers me even though it's only been 4 years or so. But he had remarried while I was gone, and now mom's in Newark, New Jersey, where her sister takes care of her. I try to give them what little bit I have from financial aid in the shipping place. I try to buy some groceries and keep them having internet. I'm gonna live in a garage behind this one lady's home in Carson, and there's gonna be a pit bull in the backyard guarding everything. The police raid all the houses on this block, so I can't keep the weed around like I really need to. I just keep it on Lakewood Boulevard with my sister. I take her to see my girl in San Diego so she can chill with us and my girl's niece, Aubrey. It's nice because it's a long drive and it's like the fall and you can see the beach all along the side of the car and the wind feels good as shit. On the way back it's dark and late and I know my sister had a good time because she sleeps in the passenger seat with all this In-N-Out burger stuff all over her. I'm gonna move back in with my dad because he had like 2 major strokes and he don't even leave the hospital bed no more. Lynette is his wife and that bitch is suspect. She probably thinks my family comes from the devil, but my thing is, why you marry into this shit, just to judge us? My sister, I worry about her. She don't talk to me like that no more since she started high school. Maybe because she's like a daddy's girl and he's all laid up in the living room looking dead. I could see how that's depressing. She just be in her room all the time. I wonder if she's doing drugs. I'm gonna leave California and help take care of my mom in South Carolina because my aunt says she can't handle her no more. Like she don't listen to her and just stick to her medication. Sometimes I call my sister to talk to my mom because she got more experience dealing with this bipolar shit than I do. My sister dropped out of college and she's mad at me about it. Or maybe she's mad about some other shit. I can't help her with nothing. I can barely help myself. Mom's gonna fall into a diabetic coma and I'm gonna find her face down in the yard. They ask me all these questions about what she's been eating like I'm raising her. I try to call my sister to let her know, but her dude is like she's in the hospital, and he gives me the number. When I call her, I have to wait for her to come to the phone. Hey, shut the fuck up, I got a call, she says to somebody. Yo, she says. And I ask her what she's doing in there, and she's like, what do you think? And I forget what I called to tell her because I'm mad she's fucking up like me and Mom. And I tell her that, and she hangs up the phone on me. She stops answering our phone calls for years. I'm going to be fishing one day on the Edisto River on my day off from the group home. My cell phone is going to ring, and it'll be a 267 number. My sister's calling me from Philadelphia, and it's a lot of noise on her end. I haven't heard her voice in 4 years, but I can recognize it, even though she's older, even though I can barely hear her over the shit in the background. Shit sounds like bombs, honestly. I try to ask her how she's doing, but she's screaming over sirens and static. Can you hear me? I try to tell her, yeah, a little bit, I can hear you. I ask her where she is. It's like chaos over there. You were a whole life, she says. Can you hear me? I look out over the black water, confused, like, I think I still am. And what is she talking about? I tell her I'm not dead, which is a fucked up thing to say out loud on a boat in the middle of a swamp. I'm not dead, I say again, and the call is dropped. I'm gonna have dreams at night I'm shot in the top of my head with my hands up. I'm gonna wake up feeling for blood, hearing mosquitoes all over my head. I'm going to walk over to my window and look outside, and the sun will be rising over the houses as tanks roll through our streets, Aiken police painted on the sides. Something will tell me to stay inside with my mom who's asleep. Something will tell me they're coming for me and that none of this mattered.